You intimidate the shit out of someone. I abandon our connection out of fear. Yeah. There's somebody who has pulled their energy back from you, or it's taking a lot of courage on their part to continue to interact, to continue to see you, to continue to participate with you at this time, because there's a sense of they can feel this very magnetic energy about you just pulling them in, like a tractor beam that has kind of zoned in on them, and they're feeling very out of control within themselves. And I'm hearing, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So you have definitely made an impression on someone who didn't expect to fall for you this quickly, has never experienced anything like this before. It feels like it's very challenging to this person's ego at this particular point in time. They may be used to, having to put in a lot of effort in order to find ways to connect with others, and it's so effortless with you, or it's reached that point where it's kind of like something has clicked inside of them in terms of like, okay, my mind is satisfied that, things seem to be working very well between the two of us in a practical sense. And it's like their soul is in the driver's seat now, like, okay, let me take over. The heart is in kind of the passenger seat going like, yeah, let's go for this. This is going to be the ride of a lifetime. So you've definitely got this person's attention. You are definitely in charge in this situation as well, just in terms of like your magnetic aura, your radiance, the vibe that you are putting in. This person's addicted. And there's a sense of like, I don't know how to act in this situation. I am so nervous, but I'm so nervous as well at the idea of like, if I mess this up, if I fumble this situation, if you walk away, if I don't play my cards right, what then? Like they've gotten a taste of this experience with you, what your energy is like, or what it's like to connect with somebody like you. And there's a sense of like, how could anything else suffice? How could I settle for anything less? How could I make do with anything else now that I have been kind of awakened to this experience with you? Yeah, I'm seeking advice from close family and friends. This is almost though the energy of somebody that is like, I don't know who to turn to about this, because they may be dealing with people in their life that are very practical, that are kind of stuffy, that don't believe in love and romance, that are just like, it's got to make sense on paper. It's got to align with your life goals. It's got to fit in socially and with the expectations, or maybe even people that are encouraging this person not to settle down too quickly, not to rush things. They may have seen, messy divorces or people in unhappy marriages. That could have created a little fear within them as well. And there's a sense of like, nobody would understand what I'm experiencing with you. Nobody would understand this kind of insatiable hunger, this urge that I have, these feelings that I have. And so there's a sense of kind of like, I don't know who to turn to. I don't know who to ask for advice about this, because anyone that I've opened up to about this almost might kind of like tease this person. Like, really? Are you for real? Like, that doesn't even sound like a realistic relationship. That, is this person put a spell on you? Like, are you feeling okay? Do you have a fever right now? There's a sense of like they're not being taken seriously about this sense of kind of like, yeah, I've got these intense feelings for someone that, you might not have known one another for that long, or, this is not usually the way that they kind of turn up in relationships, in romantic connections. This is something that's very out of character for them, and so there's a sense of like, I don't know how to act, and nobody knows how to give me advice on kind of like what to do moving forward with you. Yeah, we also have we are destined to be together. So there is a sense that they want to fight these fears. They want to overcome this uncertainty in order to push for the opportunity to be with you, in order to like remain in place, allow themselves to be pulled in by the tractor beam of your highly magnetic energy and this highly magnetic connection, which, even though it makes them nervous, it's very enjoyable for them. This may be something where they're also getting really nervous because they don't have to try as hard with you. They don't have to work as hard. They don't have to like impress you or showboat or anything like that. And that may be something that it's like a breath of fresh air, but then they're like, okay, well, what do I do? How do I act? This is not what I am used to. So they're feeling very ungrounded in that sense, but they're like, it feels like you're for my highest good. You're somebody that might be able to actually kind of show me a different side of life as far as love is concerned, but at the same point in time, then my whole kind of view or impression of sort of where love factors in or how I need to be showing up in romantic and loving partnerships, all that goes out the window. So what am I supposed to do? This is the idea of like the destiny, the fate of this connection is in your hands. They trust you implicitly with that as well, which may be very kind of scary for this person, especially if they got like control issues or they're used to being the one that is kind of like having to take charge in situations. They may be somebody who is kind of used to calling in sort of these damsel in distress type partners. They're used to having to put in a lot of effort just to keep the other person pleased. And it's like, not that they have to be low effort with you, but it's like the little things are registering with you. There are things that you do that are making this person kind of, they got like budding eyes when they look towards you. They're kind of that, emoji with the little hearts kind of popping all around it. They're that right now. They're sitting in this energy of just like, wow, what's happening to me? This feels so different. This feels so like a role I've never taken on before in a romantic connection, but it feels right. Yeah, we also have you are my forever love. So again, that idea of like destiny and fate. This could be a past life romance, a past life connection where you're picking up where you left off. You're making up for lost time, not just in this lifetime, but from previous lifetimes. There's something that it's like they have free will to choose to be with you, to talk to you, to date you, to get to know you. But there's almost something that like, I don't have any free will in this circumstance. My soul has just taken over. There's something that feels very inevitable, very destined about this. Like we were always meant to meet. Like it was always meant to go down like this. Like I was always meant to kind of like let go of my control issues and allow myself to be carried into a different experience of love. So this is like they love this experience, but it's so foreign for them. They also say, I can feel your energy even when we are apart. So this is something where it's like there may be a bit of obsessive thoughts. They can't stop thinking of you. They're seeing your name everywhere. They're seeing these little reminders of you. They're rereading, your messages back and forth with one another. And they're just like looking at your pictures and going, wow, how'd I get so lucky? How'd someone like that fall for someone like me? What did I do in this life to like earn all this really good karma of the experience with this person, with you, the viewer? This is somebody who's like head over heels for you. They have fallen quick and they have fallen fast. They also say, I'm truly sorry. So if they have kind of like presented some of that nervousness and you're like, okay, the vibe feels off. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Like, are they getting ready to jump ship? Are they getting ready to abandon me? Was this just some kind of like test from the universe? This is something where they are very mindful of the fact that they might have given you the wrong impression, that they kind of like pulled away into their shell or in some sort of way are kind of like stumbling at this particular point in time in your interactions with one another. But it's not because of disinterest. There's almost a sense of like, you relax this person. You give this person a feeling of calm because it's like they're comfortable with you taking charge in this connection, at least at this particular point in time, which is something that they may not have ever done with anyone before. No one's ever asked. No one's ever kind of just taken the reins in the situation. Even just energetically, you might not be controlling or like trying to impose your will on this person. It almost feels like it's just the result of that kind of that magnetic energy, that being pulled in by your aura, by this experience, by whatever's meant to happen next between the two of you. And this person is very like consciously aware of it, sort of like, okay, I don't think I could stay away from you if I tried. And I'm sorry if that's something that is, making me not present in this calm, cool, and collected energy, or, if I'm kind of like stumbling over my words, or, it's kind of hard to read me, but there's a sense of kind of like they're really into this. They're really intrigued by what is happening, but they're also uncertain how to act at this particular point in time with you. They also say, I'll never forget the time we spent together. So they are thinking back on like your first date, your first kiss, earlier on in the connection. It's like, were there any clues or indicators from the start that it would come to this? they have crossed over some sort of threshold within themselves. Maybe they've fallen in love with you. This could be somebody that has like never been in love before, or even if they've said I love you with other partners, it's like what they're experiencing with you, the feelings that they have for you, it's like love is a shallow word. And so there's a sense of that in and of itself, maybe giving them this nervous kind of feeling like, okay, I think I'm ready to say I love you. I think I'm ready for that bigger level of commitment. And I could see us, going all the way with this. I could see us going to the altar, getting married, moving in with one another. It's like they can picture their whole future with you. And this may be something that they've like thought of, like, I'd like to get married, or I'd like to have kids, I'd like to settle down. But now that you're here in this reality with them, it's kind of like, okay, the moment is here. The moment is now. My search is over. I think I found the one. They also say, I'm not happy in this situation right now. So it feels like they're very impatient to take the next step with you. They're wanting to dive in deeper. They're not wanting to waste any more time. If they've been kind of like, if it's been slow going up to this particular point in time, despite the fact that they're nervous at this point, they want to rush whatever this kind of like next phase is. There's like, a big step that they want to take with you. Maybe it's even something where it's kind of like, okay, you're in charge in this situation for this period of time. And that's a big step for them. There's like a version of themselves that was sort of just like the default function, the default program, and how they were showing up in love, or what they expected to happen in this connection, or what was kind of brought out of them energetically in your previous interactions with one another, that they're struggling to let go of. It's almost like the idea of someone who's like on an ascension journey, sort of struggling to let go of, the 3D, or being only like associating themselves with like the ego and 3D connections to really kind of link up with that higher self energy and truly start to understand that idea of we are all just spiritual beings having a human experience. This is somebody that's like, okay, I'm ready to start embodying more of that view of this situation from that higher plane, from that like spiritual perspective. So this is somebody that might even be kind of like, if they can't talk to other people about this, or they're not getting like really good advice as far as how to proceed, there may be people in their lives that are kind of like, whoa, you need to put the brakes on, you need to slow down, you need to kind of like think about this practically, like this is a big decision, or you're rushing forth with this person. It might be someone you've not known for very long. There's a sense of like they're not happy with those answers. They're not happy with that feedback, or nobody around them is kind of like modeled or is modeling a positive relationship where they're like, I would take your advice because you're so happy. It's like there's a lot of people that are very unhappy, or that they've taken advice from in the past and it was like bad advice. So they're kind of like, where do I turn for guidance? Where do I turn for answers? So a lot of them are praying for answers. Even if they're not very spiritual, they may just kind of be like, I don't know if there's anyone out there, if there's anyone listening, like I need some help, I need some guidance, I need some signs, I need some advice. So you may be kind of turning this person on to like a spiritual path. That may be something that is part of kind of this next phase of your connection with one another. Is this person starting to cultivate or emphasize kind of a spiritual side of themselves, a spiritual life? This connection can be highly spiritual in addition to all of kind of the 3D and physical aspects of it, to where they've never experienced like anything like this before. And they're wanting to make sure that they do the right thing, or, that they kind of like don't miss out on this opportunity to sort of plateau at the next level, kind of jump onto the next timeline and sort of hang around for a while in getting the lay of that land, what that's like, the experience of, just kind of acclimating to all of these feelings that are coming up for them. Yeah, I'm taking a leap of faith. So this is somebody that wants to dive in deeper with you. They want to jump in head first. They want to tell you something. They want to confess something. They want to, spill that truth out, let you know everything, invite you in. This is somebody that might be very candid with you, very honest. Like, you make me nervous. You make me nervous as hell, but I cannot imagine life without you. Yeah, I will be reaching out soon. So do expect to hear from this person sooner rather than later. I'm hearing 24 to 48 hours. So that's very specific. So for some of you, it's like you're going to have that big and important conversation very quickly. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, you'll know. And it may be something where it's kind of like, if you're talking to this person on the phone or seeing them directly, they could stutter a lot. You could notice them even like blushing, or it's like really hard for them to kind of like tell you what they need to say, or they may feel very flustered in your presence. And that's again this energy of like, there's a powerful, almost like a chemical reaction between the two of you energetically or spiritually. And they're very aware of that. They're very aware of your personal magnetism that is kind of like drawing them in. It's a slow process of surrendering the need to be the one that's like, you know, taking all the steps and sort of driving the course of this connection in one way or another. But this is somebody that's on that path of surrender, kind of like, I give myself over to this. I surrender to this love story completely. Yeah, and they also say, you mean the world to me. So you are this person's only choice. For some, this is like, I'm in love with you. You're the love of my life. You're the one that I want to be with. You're the one that I see my future with, my forever with. I want to have kids with you. I want to marry you. I want to grow old with you. I want to travel the world with you. I want to settle down with you. This person doesn't want to miss the opportunity to have more special moments. They don't want to miss kind of what comes in the next season between the two of you. They don't want to miss this chance in this lifetime to you know, kind of make permanence out of this love, which it feels like, as much as they're like pulled into this, it's almost like there's no guarantee. It might feel like destiny or fate, but I need to actively participate with that in order to make sure that I'm keeping on pace with this, because this is somebody that can't imagine this being like taken away from them. It feels like the idea of you rejecting them, you walking away, you abandoning them, that fills them with a lot of fear. And that fear may be something that makes them feel very powerless as well. And so in the midst of that, there's like, all I can do is just run towards this. All I can do is kind of just keep myself open, be pulled in by you and these energies. All I can do is just keep my heart open, and get ready to say those words, I love you. So, those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Please give the video a like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out. Don't forget to hit that bell button to get notifications every time I put up a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that in the description box below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.